Our responsibility is to win. In my department, that might mean being flexible, being adaptable, being willing to try something different.
They impress upon us all the responsibility, the duty that we have to the fans in the city of New York to be able to put a first-class product on the field and to be able to operate as a first-class organization off of the field.
Every day that I walk in here, I always look into the stadium and remind myself how lucky I am to be able to do this every day for a living.
The goal of the organization is to win a World Series. Our chief operating officer always says the pinstripes are heavy, and we are expected to live up to that expectation of excellence, both on and off the field, no matter what we do. Our legacy and our history is something that informs our decision-making every day. We also recognize that we're living today, and the goal is to win a World Series and a championship every single season.
Making sure that we're putting a competitive team on the field every year if we possibly can for our fan base is one of our primary responsibilities. Any year that things don't go well, it's a long off season. We continue to live with this till the season starts again, and those winters are very long when the season doesn't end well.
The modernization of the game of baseball, along with the business operations of baseball, is something that we've had to deal with over the years and over the decades. The ability to have a consistent team on the field and to win consistently like the Yankees have is not something that's easy to do. And we've had to spend a lot of time and resources becoming smarter, working more efficiently.
When I first started with the Yankees, we were looking at maintaining a stadium that was very old and realizing that there were amenities and other offerings that we wanted to give our fans. If we wanted to offer our fans a state-of-the-art experience, the way to do it was to build a new stadium and give them all those opportunities like so many other fans were getting in other stadiums around the country. Winning a World Series in the first year that we were here was absolutely incredible. You couldn't write a better story than that. But there's still so much to do when we were in the building and wanted to make sure that what we envisioned for the building and all the great things that we wanted our fans to experience, that they were experiencing.
Finance is an important key to the organization. I don't know that there's another department that has visibility into every area of the business that we do. The key role of finance is to make sure that we understand what each department is doing and what they need, and that we can be there to support them as they go through their processes and their journey.
I thought that we needed to continue to grow. There are a lot of people here that had been doing something for a really long time, and we're used to doing it that way. I wanted to just start getting to the point where we were getting higher level, more meaningful information to ownership on a more timely basis. I'm not necessarily interested in how we did it before. I want to talk about how we can do it in the future and how do we get to that point. When we implemented Sage, it was a real boost. It really forced us to think about things a little bit differently.
In our old system, we would have had to pull into Excel, manipulate for days, if not weeks, and the ability of Sage to have that live live was really the biggest game-changing difference that I saw.
We've turned this from a one-page kind of P&L into a multi-page deck from which ownership can make real-time decisions. There could be 3 or 4 or 5 different transactions that take place just because someone pulls a hamstring. Our ability to analyze and evaluate that in real time, it is important that we can get information to the decision makers as quickly as we can. We're even getting people outside of the accounting and finance department coming to us and saying, wow, this is great. I was speaking with the head of one of our scouting groups, and the fact that he was able to access all the information in his general ledger accounts himself on a real-time basis enabled him to make decisions about where to deploy assets. How much have I spent so far this year? How much more do I have to spend? Within minutes, he was able to understand exactly where he was versus his budget and make a decision about where to deploy people. When I'm hearing from other people outside of our team, how the system is helping them do their jobs, I mean, that's about as good as it gets.
One of the things that we're excited about is the ability for the system to use AI in a functional way. One of the most important things for us will be for the system itself to flag any transactions that sort of appear unusual, and to have the system have the ability to detect those transactions will prevent errors or manual fixes that need to happen later on.
I have no interest in doing away with someone's job in place of automation. What I want that person to be able to do, though, is spend their time doing more analysis, less of the manual input, so that we can provide the best possible finance and back office work that we can to the Yankee organization. Sage is a real game changer for us going forward. It was exactly the kind of thing that I needed to help push the agenda. how can we continue to be better? That's been one of the things that I've been preaching from the beginning.
Our goal is to always have the best product on the field and to win a World Series. We're all pulling the same rope to get to the end of the season and be the last team standing